Good morning, good morning. I hope you're all really well for today's English National Ballet live event for Remembrance Day. Can I just check on YouTube, anybody watching on YouTube, if you can let me know if you're seeing this at this current time. If you could just put a little chat into the top chat, that would be really, really useful. That would be great. And what we'll do is we'll just start this event once everybody has come in from the waiting room. Welcome one and all. Okay, so we'll kick off. I've not seen anything on YouTube, so let me know if you can see anything and we'll try and sort that out in the background. So hi everyone and welcome to today's live event. If this is your first time watching our live events, we at Barchester Healthcare provide regular virtual events as part of our provision of entertainment and activities for our residents and patients. So welcome to everyone who is joining us here today. So today we're joined by special guests at English National Ballet for a creative workshop to commemorate Remembrance Day. And this session will include the national 2-minute silence at 11 o'clock, as well as a recording into a special extract of Akram Khan's work Dust as part of English National Ballet's Lest We Forget programme, commemorating the First World War, as well as an insight into this moving work, finishing with a sing-along to end this morning's live event. So before I introduce Richard, who's waiting patiently there, and you can see him on screen, I'm just going to remind everybody of some tech setup. Thank you everybody on YouTube, that's great. I just had some technical issues myself. I'm glad that you are watching. So do remember this event is streamed live through a Zoom meeting. So if you are watching on Zoom, make sure you have your view in speaker view so you can see the event and not the other homes that are watching. We spotlighted all guests and we will spotlight all guests as they join us today. So you'll be able to see them on the largest screen. For those watching on Zoom, if you have any technical questions, we have another Lucy in the background to support. So make sure to direct any messages to the host if needed. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to say hi and give your home name in the comments on the YouTube so we know you are with us today. And finally, if you have any questions or comments that you want to share with us, as usual, get them into the comments on YouTube or the chat on Zoom and we will answer them through the session. So now I'm going to put you in the capable hand of Richard Bermange, Associate Dance Artist at English National Ballet. Richard, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you, Lucy. How are you?
I'm well. I'm excited to see you again. It's been a few months. Yeah, or a couple of months since the last and a really well organized and orchestrated last live event from you guys. So I'm really excited about today's and thank you for being here.
Well, let's hope we can do the same again today. So thank you for having me again, and thank you. Nice to see everybody joining us back from Barchester Care Homes to join in today's wonderful Remembrance Day class and observation of work that we're going to look at today. It's really exciting, of course, to be back with you and to be practicing with you, so do join us. Today, as it is Remembrance Day, I'd like you to dedicate your practice to a loved one or maybe someone who isn't with us anymore, but you can think about them through the exercises that we do today and share that memory with them through your work. Okay, so we're going to stand up, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to sit down on this chair that's conveniently placed behind me here. I've got my notes here, so if I look over at my notes, don't be confused. It's just so that I don't get the class wrong for you today. I'm going to say everything that you need to know as we go through the class, and one exercise later on, we're going to try and work from memory. So we're going to try to learn some choreography from memory. But don't worry, it's going to be very simple. All right. So the first thing we're going to do some breathing exercises, just to think about our breathing and start to articulate our breathing and connect it with some really simple movements. So I'm going to ask my lovely assistant to play the first track, which is Over the Rainbow. Ready. Placing your hands just on your tummy, we're going to breathe into the hands. Breathe. And out. Breathing into the hands and all the way out. Breathing in and out. Fourth time, breathing in and out. Place the hands on the ribs. The same again, breathe into the ribs. And squeeze the air out. Breathe into the ribs. All the way out. Breathing into the ribs. All the way out. Last time, breathing in. Place the hands on the thighs. We're going to roll the shoulders back. Roll. All the way back. Good. You can even inhale as you lift. Exhale as you roll back. Third time. All the way back. Start to really feel your muscles in your shoulders start to wake up. We're going to reverse the movement, coming forward, forward with the shoulders. Exhale on the way down. Inhale, lift. You may even feel the movement coming into the rest of your body. There may be some movement in your spine as you do this. Lovely work. Good. Last time, lifting up. We're going to turn the head. We're going to look to the right. Look. And back to the center. And left. Back to the center. And right again. Back to the center. And left. Back to the center. We're going to go up and down nice and gently. Forward. And lift the head to look up. Gently forward. Like yes. Looking up and forward. Gently does it. Lifting up. Fourth time. Lifting up. Just tilting the head. Drop the right ear. Coming back to center. Nice and gentle. And left ear. Enjoy the stretch. Sitting up nice and tall. And last one. Thank you very much. Come and sit, stand nice and tall. Thank you. Lovely, that's brilliant. Okay, so we've started to feel some movement in our shoulders, movement in our breath, and we're starting to feel about releasing the neck and get the neck moving so we can move nice and fluidly for all our movement today. The next movement we're going to do is we're going to do a lovely bit of port de bras. So port de bras is movement of the arms. So we're going to carry the arms through a nice sequence of movement. And at the same time, we're also going to think about brushing the feet. So I'm just going to make sure that you can see my feet. As you lengthen one leg, you can either keep your toes on the floor, or if you're feeling brave today, you can think about lifting the leg off the floor. So see what you feel. Go to where you're comfortable. Brush and close, and brush and close. That's as simple as that. And then we're going to lift the knee off the floor, just about an inch off the floor, lifting up, put it down, lifting up, put it down. As you're doing that, thinking about all the muscles in your tummy, so you're really working your tummy muscles, lifting up, put it down, lifting up, put it down. I'm going to do it in front of you, so just follow along. There may be some surprises in there also, so let's see how we do. So let's have the next track. We're going to have putting on the Ritz. Here we go. Right leg forward, right, and close. Brush it forward, and close. Lifting the right knee. Put it down. Use your tummy muscles, lift. Put it down. Repeat. Right leg forward. You lift off the floor if you fancy, put it down. Left leg. Put it down. Lifting the right knee, lift it off. Keep the spine tall. Put it down. Good, everyone. Lifting up. Put it down. Let's take a port de bras. Right on. 3 and 4. Coming back. Keep breathing, spine long. Up. You can also go across the body if that's more comfortable for you. And open. Turn the palm. One more time with the port de bras. Right arm. Lovely. Keep breathing into the side of your body. Put it down. Left arm. Big breath. And put it down. This is where it gets interesting. We're going to do a diagonal stretch. Stretch the arm across and pull it back. And arm, just follow along with me and bring it back. One more time. Cross the body and pull it back and cross the body and bring it back. That was lovely. Thank you very much. Perfect. So we've done a bit of port de bras. We've done some brushes. I'm just looking at the time and I can see that we're coming up to 11 o'clock. So we're going to cut to our finale, which is our cool down moment. So we haven't got very long, but I think we've done a lot of work today thinking about breath and thinking about connecting our movement with our body. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do some big hugs, hugging in 1, 2, 3, and open on the 4. Big movement. Coming in, opening on the 4. Repeat it 4 times and open. 4th time and open. We're going to do a port de bras one more time, linking together what we've done. Bring it up and put it down. Lifting up the other side. And one more time. 4 of these. Then we're going to take 2 big circles, 2 arms, lifting up the spine, lifting up the spine. And we're going to finish with a reverence, which is the traditional movement that we do at the end of class, thanking our audience for joining us today with a little bow of the head, thanking our audience for joining us today, little bow of the head, and thanking each other. Okay, let's do that together. I'm going to do it with you, so let's follow on. So they've come to the last track now, which is Smile, which is the last track on my playlist. Here we go. You can take a big stretch out to start, and squeeze. 2, 3, open 4, big open, repeat. 2, 3, big open 4, squeeze, 3rd time. Open, squeeze. Give yourself a big hug. Here we go, port de bras, and right arm. Bend, you can bend the body over, recover. Lovely breath, really breathe right deep into your lungs, and left arm. Long spine. Bending all the way over this time, recover. Here we go, one more time. And over. Now start to feel your tummy muscles work as you bend away from your center line. Good. Last time with the left arm, over you go. All the way up. Good, and the last thing, we take 2 big circles twice, and lifting up. Lifting the heart to the ceiling, and again, lifting up. Let's do this 2 more times, and lift the spine up. Lift your face to the sky, and last time, lifting up. Feel your spine working. Here's our reverence, with the right arm. Across. Thank you very much for joining us. And then the left arm opening. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, that brings us to the end of our class. And I'd like to thank you. And now we can silence.
Hi everyone, my name is Jenny Harrington. I'm with the English National Ballet. I am the artistic coordinator, but I previously performed with the company and I was very lucky to be a part of that performance of Dust, although that wasn't me dancing, unfortunately. I can't claim that. However, we do have one of the other performers with us, James Streeter. He is a gentleman that you just saw in the performance there.
Hi guys. Well, we thought what better way to celebrate this day than to talk about the incredible production that was created for us, Dust, by Akram Khan. It's hugely important to us as a company. It was created to celebrate 100-year anniversary of the war, and in that clip you saw a section of the pas de deux that we perform, and it's an 11-minute piece, but it's also the whole production starts with an incredibly powerful piece done by the females in the company, which Jenny danced in, and then that leads into the pas de deux, which you've seen. It's incredibly moving to dance, it's incredibly moving to watch, and my role in it as the male is a soldier. Now, we don't know if the soldier has come back or is alive or is not alive, so there's a lot of room for you as an audience to look into it and take what you want from the performance, and it actually feels different every time you perform it, and as I'm sure Jenny would say, the same thing. It's an incredible piece. We wanted to talk to you a little bit about the hand movements and what makes this piece so special. And I think that the main thing for me in this pas de deux is the connectivity. So we use an awful lot of connecting the heads, and the bit just before, just after where that video stopped, we actually the female jumps on top of the male, and we actually continue the pas de deux where she's completely wrapped around me for the rest of it, and we do an awful lot of movements connecting the body. And actually, the only time I was thinking about this, when I was sort of thinking what I was going to say about the piece, the only times that we actually disconnect are almost like a burst of energy out, and then it brings us back in instantly. And there's a few movements that have been developed with our hands that we can either all do together. I know Jenny's going to show them beautifully well in the studio, but with Akram Khan's work, it's based taken from Kathak, Indian classical form of Kathak, and there's a lot of movements with the hands that are very descriptive, and with the classical form of Kathak, there's an awful lot of storytelling done through hand movements and arm gestures, and I think that's what gives this piece such power when you watch it. There is a very a common theme, shall we say, that runs through this piece, and it starts with the ladies who perform before, and it's called the lotus. Jenny can probably show you what the lotus is.
So it's the heels of the hands coming together, and you almost create like a flower, but you can also do it. We do it up above our heads, and we do it as well. We do like an open version of it in front of our chests, but it's about having the heels of the hands together and creating a flower. Yeah.
You can see Jenny's hands, they're so articulate in the movement, and I think it's quite descriptive of when you see that movement of the flower sort of blossoming and opening and then closing down, which is really nice. So a development from that goes into the pas de deux is that we actually do that together. So we use male and female hands. This is quite tricky because if I was with Jenny in the studio, I could show you. But yeah, we come together and do that movement. So a lot of the movements that you've seen have been taken from what Jenny does in the female piece, and put into the pas de deux. I know Jenny was going to show a few bits from what they do before as well, which will be a little bit more articulate in the hands, maybe.
I think there's something that's very interesting about this piece is that it is all very much about the hands, and it is about that articulation through the hands. Whereas when you're doing classical ballet, normally, you know, your port de bras is quite set, and it there isn't much articulation through the hands. There might be a bit of a waft and a bit of a wave, but in general, there isn't that same articulation. So it was very interesting learning that and doing something different. Another thing was Akram, when he created the piece, he kind of used elements of taiko drumming as well. So we have sections where we would be in a deep lunge, and we would be almost as if we were hitting a drum, and we worked out rhythm patterns where we were drumming the whole way through, and following the hand with our face and with our nose, and then going back to the drumming. And there's a lot of, yeah, just the whole way through. It's very different from what we would do in our, you know, from being a swan and from
Yeah.
being a snowflake. It's there's a lot of articulation that were things that we'd never worked on before, and it was an incredible process building this piece, learning a new vocabulary ourselves. And I mean, I haven't performed it now for 3 years, but I like, it's still in my body, it's still in my muscle memory, and there's still sections that I can do, maybe not quite as loosely as before, but that it's within the muscle memory. So it was an incredible piece to be a part of.
If anyone has any questions while we're speaking, just pop them in the chat box, and we can answer them. I think I can see them here. I think what's interesting is even watching Jenny do that now. It's the quality and the detail of what you were doing. So even the drum, you know, and a lot of Akram's work is done through discussion. So we speak about everything that we do. How would you feel when your hand touches someone else's hand like that? And actually the piece is driven really by touch and connectivity. Something that we've learned over the last sort of 18 months to 2 years, that how important that is about being connected. And going back to those details, when you strike a drum, what makes it look like you're striking a drum is that you hit it in exactly the same place every time. And when you saw Jenny doing it then, she was actually bouncing exactly off the same point, which seems, when I speak about it, seems ridiculous, but actually it gives that true impression of what she's doing. So it's very easy for us to understand.
I think we practiced on tables at one point. I think he kind of had us all up against a bar, so that we had that thing, and we could sense the height of it, and we would always hit that same point, and we had that feeling. So you almost have to, yeah, you can kind of actualize something. You can actually have, you know, a table or a drum in front of you, and then it's keeping that, you know, that image in your head.
Even the way your hands rolling off that, you know, it's incredible, and it's incredible work to be done. And there's a few clips of it on YouTube that if you can, if you have the time and the possibilities to do, I'd really recommend having a look, because it's a beautiful piece, and it means a huge amount to us. We were very, very lucky that we opened our doors to veterans the last time we performed at Sadler's Wells, and it was an incredible evening. It was on a Sunday, and the whole company and all of Sadler's Wells opened for free, and we went in, and it was invited guests only, and it was the most remarkable experience that I've ever had on stage. Jenny, I believe you were there performing that one? Yeah,
I performed in that show. It actually makes me emotional thinking about it. It was just so different from our normal performances, just knowing who we were performing to, but also like the feedback from the audience, the feeling that we got from them was incredible, and it was very special.
It was I've said this quite a few times recently, but I don't think you realize as an audience how important you are to the success of a show. The energy that you bring and that you give us is incredible, and it really does form and shape what we do on stage. And like Jenny said, I think it's something that we'll never forget. I've got a question here. How long did it take you to put the piece together, and how much practice did you both do? Oh, that's a good question. Jenny, you go ahead, and from the female point of view, from the ladies section.
I remember the days that we were creating it. I remember the days were very long, but it wasn't. It, every choreographer works slightly differently. Some choreographers walk into a room and they've got the whole piece in their brains and they just have to offload this information onto you. Others work with you, but with Akram, he was basically creating a whole new vocabulary that was combining the Kathak dancing, but also as well ballet. So the days were long because we were creating a whole new vocabulary. And originally we started off, there was no music. We just worked with these rhythm patterns and these drumming patterns, and we created sequences. And then eventually we started to pull them together into the piece and put them in different orders and change the endings and change directions. And sometimes we were facing the side of the room, and sometimes we were facing each other, and other times people weren't on stage. One person was there by themselves. So it was an incredible process of building, and I think it was such a kind of collaboration with us and with Akram. But I would say it was probably a slightly longer process because of that, because it wasn't just, you know, a piece being given to us.
I remember because I was doing the pas de deux, and we'd always rehearse the pas de deux after the group section. I remember watching the rehearsal where it all happened, the magic happened, and like Jenny was saying, it was they labelled sections. So it'd be like you do A, let's say A B C D E F G H I J K, and each section would be labelled with an A, and then the next section would be, and then the section after that would be C. And he spent the whole rehearsal going, let's put D with C, and then G with F, and then A with Z, and I couldn't get my head around it watching it. And then he said, let's try it with the music. And I just remember watching it, and the piece from nothing, from all these little bits of movements, sections of movements, just came together, and it was just absolutely remarkable. And it's it's an ingenious piece. He is a genius for creating it, and it's a very special piece. The pas de deux, we worked an awful lot, like Jenny said, just talking and discussing and working out what made sense to us when we come to perform it. And it's a very touching piece, so it has to mean something to you when you perform it, and it takes you to a place that you possibly would I'd never been to, which was really special. I'm aware that time is ticking, and I know you have a very special performance coming up from a wonderful musician. Richard was absolutely wonderful. Thank you for that. I feel nice and warmed up. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone. It's lovely to speak to you. And we will hopefully enjoy the rest of our lovely sunny afternoon. All the best, guys.
Lovely to meet you all virtually. Oh, we've had one really quick question come in. Did Akram interview veterans beforehand to create the work? Do you know, I actually don't know. That is something that I'm not completely sure about. However, knowing his process and knowing what he's like as a person and as a choreographer, I feel like there would have been a lot of background research done in various ways, because he absorbs so much from everything around him, and that is how he creates his pieces. So although I'm not 100% sure, I would say yes, because that's just
I would
him as a person.
certainly imagine that. He lives in his pieces for years before they're even created. It's not the 9 weeks that he spent in the studio. That's almost the end part of it. With the most recent piece that he's created, I think he spent 4 years coming up with the idea and researching and processing and going over stories and storylines, and so I would imagine he did an incredible amount of research, and as did we. So yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. Well, yeah, as I said, it was lovely to meet you all virtually. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And now we're going to pass over to Matt Hartley-Stevens, who is our associate musician. Have a good day.
Good morning. Hopefully you can see me and hear me. It's great to be with you today. I'm really thrilled to be joining you on this very special day to lead you in a sing-along of fantastic songs that we associate with, I suppose, different wars, the First World War, the Second World War, and remembrance in general. But these songs are very uplifting and not really associated with the sadness of war. So I hope that through singing them together, much like with our dancing at the beginning, we can have a really positive experience and feel fantastic for having done it. So I'm going to say hello here, and now I'm going to go over there to my piano to lead you in a sing-song. Now, I believe that some of the words to these songs have been sent around in advance, so if you happen to have a printout of the words, that's fantastic. You can read those, and that will help you along the way. But if you don't, I'm sure many of them will be familiar to you in some way. You'll probably know choruses here and there, and if you don't have any idea what the words are, you can just sing to la or any words you wish to make up on the spot. It doesn't matter at all. So to get us going, let's start with two very famous ones, which are often performed sort of together because they're musically very similar, and they're kind of thematically quite similar. And they are songs we associate really with the First World War. Pack Up Your Troubles in Your Old Kit Bag, and It's a Long Way to Tipperary. Pack Up Your Troubles was written in 1915, and It's a Long Way to Tipperary is slightly older, written in 1912. And I have it on good authority that if you ever go to Tipperary in Ireland, the sign that welcomes you to Tipperary says, "You've come a long way." So there we go. Let's begin with Pack Up Your Troubles, and I'll lead you through it. So here we go. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Don't let your joy and laughter be the snag. Smile, boys, that's the style. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile. So pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Here we go. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Don't let your joy and laughter hear the snag. Smile, boys, that's the style. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile. So pack up your troubles in your own kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Shall we take a trip to Tipperary? Here we go. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly. Farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly. Farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. There you go. I hope that's got you warmed up, singing away. They're such good songs. You can really see how they managed to last over a century and are still songs that people know and can sing today. So, after that energetic start, let's take a slightly more romantic wander through wartime London. We're going to skip forwards to 1939 to a song that was made famous by probably the most famous of wartime singers, Vera Lynn. But it's been sung by many other people as well, this song. It's been sung by Nat King Cole, it's been sung by Frank Sinatra, Rod Stewart, Catherine Jenkins, even Twiggy. But today, we are going to sing it together, and I think we're probably going to do it better than all of them combined. Well, you certainly are. I'm not sure if I will. The song is A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square, and like a lot of these songs from this era, they tend to have a short introduction that kind of sets the scene and lets you know what the song's going to be about before going on to the main part of the song that we all know. So that bit's slightly less well known, so if you want to listen to that bit, then by all means do, and join in with the bit you know, or indeed, if you want to join in and have a go at singing it, you can do that as well. So let's go down to Berkeley Square. When true lovers meet in Mayfair, so the legends tell, songbirds sing, winter turns to spring. Every winding street in Mayfair falls beneath the spell. I know such enchantment can be, 'cause it happened one evening to me. That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. There were angels dining at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I may be right, and I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. The moon that lingered over London town, poor puzzled moon, he wore a frown. How could he know we two were so in love? The whole darn world seemed upside down. The streets of town were paved with stars. It was such a romantic affair. And as we kissed and said goodnight, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Our homeward step was just as light as the tap dancing feet of a stair, and like an echo far away, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Well done, everybody. Well done. What a beautiful, beautiful song that is. Really has stood the test of time, like all of these. So, after that lovely romantic walk through central London, we're going to take a slightly more rural journey out to a farm in the Second World War, in what is reported to be Winston Churchill's favourite song. Whether that is true or not, we have no way of knowing, but one of his biographers said it was so, and apparently he would often sing this song. The song is Run, Rabbit, Run. Again, written in 1939, and very popular in the wartime because people started to create these kind of parody joke lyrics to it, where instead of saying run, rabbit, run, they would say run, Adolf, run. Today we will be doing the rabbit version. We don't wish to stir any controversies by going down these parody joke routes. We will sing the original. Everybody knows the chorus, run, rabbit, this part, but it does have a verse. And again, they tell a story. And it's even a story that has a twist in it, whereby rather than going to try and shoot a rabbit, we find out later on in the second verse that in fact the singer of this song is trying to save the rabbits, which is a lovely sentiment. So, without further ado, we shall go and chase some rabbits. On the farm, every Friday, on the farm, it's rabbit pie day. So every Friday that ever comes along, I get up early and sing this little song. Are we ready? Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, 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 rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Bang, 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 bang goes the farmer's gun. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Don't give the farmer his fun, fun, fun. He'll get by without his rabbit pie. So run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. And now we'll get ready for verse 2, where things go in a slightly different direction. On the farm, no poor rabbit comes to harm, because I grab it. They jump and frolic whenever I go by. They know I help them to dodge the rabbit pie. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, 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 rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Bang, 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 bang goes the farmer's gun. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Don't give the farmer his fun, fun, fun. He'll get by without his rabbit pie. So run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. There you go. Run, rabbit, run. Our time is rushing to an end already, so we should end with what is probably the most famous of the wartime songs, sung by the most famous singer, Vera Lynn again. How could we finish with anything else except "We'll Meet Again"? And with so many of us joining this day together online, coming from different places all around the country, it's fantastic to meet, and I hope indeed that many of us will meet again. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive those dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song one more time. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. Fantastic, well done. Thank you so much for joining me today for that sing-along. I've had a great time and I hope you have too. Many thanks.
Thanks, Matt. That was amazing. Thank you. Thanks, Matt. Thank you very much. Guys, that was amazing. Thank you so much to the English National Ballet. We had a mixture of things for this Remembrance Day event. We had the movement with Richard earlier, then we moved into the performance, we had the 2-minute silence, and then we spoke to the key principal dancers from the performance back in 2014 for Lest We Forget. And then we also have Matt there providing us with a lovely thematic sing-along, which I hope you've all really enjoyed. Get your comments in as usual, guys, on the chat in YouTube and on Zoom, because we love to pass these back on to English National Ballet. And as always, thank you to English National Ballet and the people behind the scenes producing this for us. It's not an easy task. There's lots of moving plates that we have to get in order to make sure that we get these live events ready for you guys every time. So, and there's been a lot of work in the background from English National Ballet and Barchester to make sure these happen. So it's always great to get good feedback. We hope you've enjoyed. Do get your comments in, and also I think Mallard Court, who asked a question on YouTube, I will make sure that gets answered for you so that you can have that. I'll probably email you directly once I've spoken to the ballet. It's a good question. So we've run out of time today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your activities for Remembrance Day, if you've got any more planned. And let us know how you felt this event went, and we will see you on the next one. Next week is flower arranging demonstration. Oh, Christmas wreath, sorry, arranging demonstration with Blooming House on the 17th. So we will catch you for that one. Thank you so much, guys. Take care and have a good rest of the